gay, via Yatija, Lizage, I say, oh, Miamurai, and Badrio, I'm a quantity of my trade there, well, on it was away. Alazaibo, that Gianna, we say you. Papa Mora, get me up when anywhere, Momba Sivole. Sivole. L'arrangeur parmi national, très trop fort. We are glad that we want by say so where that you are. I want Saibo. There be oh. Do a web play you about Babomonio. Baba Yengita, petit, blazo façonné. Kaidaga. Bena Paya Posa Gogo, Mambo Panjago. Apoblo Akafway. Waposa Yokafway. Be a fonte moi bandi yopa kle yukiye. Nyanjo si mwen. Posto kata tuyo kwe atinyo diyo. Emo o. Nese tokan. This is a poco where they have it. Go on, yeah, I can't salute. What's to a cat that you are where I think you're the one? Emo, Nesetoka. Now, this is a poco where they have it. Go on, yeah, can you get? Now, conquering your way, and your sound, Fabian. Yeah, I do. Let's do what you just grab it to work on. Are you an owl? Saibo, that Gianna, we say you over. I want to look like my need a boy. And yes, I'm going to buy them with Mwege. Hey, Imo, the gay, one of what I just me, I'm done, and it the boy. Oh, ow. Saibo, that Gianna, we say you over. So like it, I'm going to never boy. Netoni and Rayo. Hey, are you? Opo just say, oh, yeah, I'm a walking ever. Kaidaka, when it goes to a Jacob, let you be your halfway. I just know. This is what I say. Saibo, yeah, you like right name on by one name on tele by Botamu, Tanyada. Planning Papa, Pinagasia, Baka on Lage, the Buesi, the BSC, the Tonya Sito, you can up one. There was a Bob was a dressy, Mango, Balibo, that Giano, and I will say you over. I will. Saibo. Back to a black guy, do it so say. I just want to lay a bat to an album, you see you okay. Wait, you, Evo, Saibo, and they get pop and block where John B. Banglo. On the green, I walk like a bad day, de noir. It was a was so now when you're naturally stand, play the souffle. Say. Saibo, that Giano, and I will say you over. I'm done it. Where are you? Two of away. And no Brazil, Cape Gospel. South Africa, your part, your way. Thank you for your work there and my one. I'm the Pope and Yaguba. Don't finish it, I say, oh, Clavodio. Say, back in what clip we are coming. Saibo, that Giano, and I will say you over. Aba pepo swelu ni nde swelu kwa muzu manje dota siko bala Kabo jo ase pepo swelu muzu bluke say ya re ase baye no gen mo de ye yo pample yo te mo de ya na o ariwo ase o baye amo amora da o Saibo de Giano and I will say you. I wish a rule of you, baye. Something on your way. Saibo, Saibo de Giano. c'est maillot. Dans nos yeux, si on se monte, panier. Amora junior là, c'est.
Ouais, il a fait une chanson à Moblé Production, voilà. Et Moblé Production, c'est une structure qui est créée pour les jeunes qui sont dans le démon, pour les jeunes de l'US tout. Moblé Production est là pour produire les jeunes talentueux, cachés, que les gens ignorent. Donc notre devoir, c'est de produire des talents cachés. Alors, il a fait un son pour Moblé Production.
Arrangé Eric Glodé, le don de Dieu pour la musique de l'Ouest. Je te détesterai jamais. Jamais, jamais, au grand jamais. Moblé Production, Abia Dia Oboa, Amounia Dron, moi et toi Pierre. Moye, Pierre, moye, moye, Pierre, moye, à toi Pierre qui a volé, Pierre, moye, ah Pierre, oui. Ndato Pierre se prononcer, à toi Pierre qui a volé, ma crosse à eau. Moye, Pierre, moye, moi ça vaut ça, il connaît, Pierre qui m'a volé, m'envoyez moi, ah Pierre qui m'a volé, m'envoyez moi, eh Pierre, Pierre, bébé. Ah, qui a volé, Pierre, moye, Pierre, moye, Pierre, qui a volé, la poignée qui a volé, so non, du niemble, mon blé amando, let's appeler, qui a mon équipe à yon maman dia qui va yon dia, blé bonnet na kanyopo. Si à vous tiens, des canyots, canyon de cordon, c'est pas du pléa. Pierre, moye, Pierre, moye, Pierre, regarde, oh, y'a ouais ça, moye, Tibla, on pigeon, boba, Pierre, ma boye, blé, Pierre, Pierre, moye, mon blé Production. Au Pierre, mon blé Production. Assez au clan, y'a un quel homme au côté. Pierre, moye, Pierre, moye, Pierre, moye, Ericona, Pierre, moye, ah, Charlie Cona, Pierre, moye, ah, to Pierre, moye. Ah, yeah, Pierre, moye, Erico Jato Pierre, Mare Bomu Jato Pierre, Erico de Bomu Jato Pierre, Miomo Daka, Yojale Koya, Yobopa, Opa, la Yede Nani, Blake Rakite, Jiao, Anade Pro Ajabe Atia, Nuroka de Kiabudia. Ono homono ne ka double ye. Sobo somo soble so danyo. Paseble asenyo na yeta esa ye dibo sanere. E to Pierre jawe ke. To Pierre point son weke. To Pierre iwa mopa. Kaya no e ka sene la taya mo la osiane. To Pierre ki agba ere papa ko. Kia o a to Pierre moye. Ah, nu agba mo e. Angela, ke yo daria ji o moye ashalo moye aho mama bo ke bro ya mama ke bro de we you ah sheze ma cheki sheze mama sheze tani akido hada nikola me bo tie ya mada nikola gredu tani aji nikola preto ya mo oju achie na ibo de wenje gba we yan bla shiri agia agia moye yaro moye 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 yaro moye moye ade moye moye
Good evening, folks. Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. We're not gonna be doing any kind of dancing here tonight. we're just going to go straight into the program. We want to welcome all of you and say thank you very much for joining us. Tonight, I'm going to start out with a very sad note, of course. Quite recently, our own brother lost his sister, who is a sister to all of us. And we here at LPR, who also happen to be our own brother, Mr. Alexander Yala, and we thought since she's our sister, we all pay a tribute. So LPR management, under the leadership of Mr. Francis Nyonso, has given us permission to do this. And the family did not direct us what to do and how to do it. Of course, we told them what we were going to do, and they gave us their blessing, of course, which we always do for respect. But other than that, everything else we did here was based on LPR assessment of what we want to do. I just want to read something here quickly that somebody, and having to be the brother of the deceased, he wrote something here for me, but that's not all that I'm going to be reading here. Let me just read quickly. Okay, Beatrice Sia, Yala was and that's the lady I'm going to be playing the tribute to here tonight. Okay, so before I do this reading, let's go ahead and play the tribute, and then we can go on. But no, I changed my mind. You know me, Samson, though. I change my mind anytime I want. But anyway, said Faith of the 9 children, she was very dedicated and hardworking, making good out of what life threw out. And the very first time when this thing happened, very early in the morning, I saw the post and I called Mr. Yala. Of course, he was very much distressed. Of course, that's his sister. What do you expect? But when I called the young man, the very first thing came out of his mouth, big brother, this is a tough one. But this lady works so hard. I mean, we're here steady, but she's decided to stay back home. She decided to stay and make sure that our parents are taken good care of. But I'll come back to that. Let's play the tribute and then we can come back to it. Okay, this is Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. I want to thank all of you and welcome all of you again tonight for coming on LIBERIA Public Radio. We appreciate it. But let's go ahead and play the tribute here. Okay. Okay, I want to thank all of you that have been watching. It's a very sad one because this young lady have done much good deeds, but for her to end her life to be ended like that is very sad. But that's what God say. So we here at LPR, Ellie's been a good friend and a little brother to me, but a good friend to LPR. We thought we'd do this here, not for him, but for all of us, because she's also our sisters. I never met this lady before, but from everything, just look at the pictures. There's not one single picture. I couldn't determine which one to use and which one not to use. It was very difficult making the choice because every one of them, they've really all of the picture was representing her. I mean, like she is. My understanding, she's a very popular person. Not only was she popular, but she was also gifted in terms of how to deal with human being. Here's the thing here. She During the war, they were all in Ivory Coast. Okay, she's five of her nine children. Okay, and they were all in Africa with their parents. And after the war, she decided she's educated. She's not somebody that can read and write, highly educated. But she decided she wanted to stay in Liberia with her mom and dad. In fact, not only stay in Liberia, she was in Zwedru. She worked for UN. She also went in Zwedru every day, most of the time with the mom and dad. Yeah, what more can you ask for a young lady like that? What do you want out of her? These are the kinds of stuff that we want people to do for our parents. And she have done it. And the interesting thing is that this is what I don't know much, but I will speculate. And that's what I do best. But this is what I suspect. She's older than Alex and I believe the younger brother. But she decided, you know what? You two go to the state. I will stay here and take care of mom and dad. And what I also suspect is this speculation, Samson told. That's my specialty. And you can't say I don't know how. Speculation. This is what I suspect. When Alex and his brother was here going to school, because when you're here going to school, you don't make money. You're in school. So most likely this young lady was taking the everything heavy load on her shoulder, taking care of the mom, taking care of family. And when I mean family, you know what I'm talking about. Those are all from the interior, not only in Liberia. Let's put it this way. When you say family, you're taking care of cousin, uncle, mama, everybody. Okay, auntie. So that's what I'm talking about. So she was there. She was there for this family. She was there for this family. This lady could have gone anywhere, any part of the world and make decent living. She's beautiful. But the way she's beautiful outside, you can also tell that she's very beautiful inside. And this is a very difficult time for the Yala family. And all I can say to my brothers and sisters from the Yala family is please, we express our sympathy. The Yala family also going to have, and let me read this here. And we encourage all of you that are going to be in that area. Please join us. That's from Alex. Please join us in memorializing our sister, Sia Yala, December 22nd, 2018, 9 p.m. to 3 a.m. Eastern Time. Ooh. Okay, so contact Yala, but we ask all of our brothers and sisters to please do so because it's very important that we support this family to make sure that our sister get a proper burial. I think she will anyway, but it's not so much of the money, but the presence. Yala has been with us. Alex, that is. Honorable Ellie. I better not start that yala stuff again tonight before you start calling me. I know my begin. You calling me yala again, you starting again, Mr. To. Honorable Yala, because he's the president. So I better give him that. Honorable Yala. No, on a very serious note. All I ask my brothers and sisters, those of you that are in the area, please grace the occasion and express your sympathy to the Yala family. Mr. Yala has always been in his community, well known in his community, and I believe the sister is also well known in the Jida community back home because he doesn't look like somebody who would take money and put it on a lapa and tie. I think she's the kind of person. If you just look at the picture, I think she's the kind of person. She got the money. She say, "Oh, you need sugar? Yeah, something here. Yeah, something here." I think that's who she is. Speculation, but I think it's even if I'm wrong, I think I'm 98% correct. I would say so. Samson told. So anyway, to the Yala family, once again, we express our sympathy and we say, never mind. Sister now found her final resting place. God will guide you, and we pray that God will take total control of the mom and dad. We're here as friends. We don't have money, but when it comes to conversation, we can have a conversation with you. I want to thank all of you for watching. Now let's go on with the program. Thank you very much. Good news tonight. I have my bowl arrive here about 2-3 hours ago. So I'm going to be setting it up. Most likely, what I'm planning to do with this bowl is to do a design here on the wall. But I would like to do it maybe on a Friday or Saturday. And there are certain things I'm going to be talking about. And I want you, those of you that continue to come to LPR, Samson To, Conversation with Samson To, I'd like for you to, when you come in, I'd like for you to pay attention to certain things, but I will tell you what those things are later on. Okay? So, but for now, let me do the usual thing of having Dr. Weir video play. Let's see. And the reason I continue to play this video is one simple reason. One simple reason. Okay. And the reason that I continue to play this video is this. I want people to understand that Dr. Weir during the election was seriously considering the road network in Liberia. And as the president of the country, now he has the opportunity. But one thing I noticed, and I mentioned that the last time when I was here, is that these roads are being built faster than the roads supposed to be built. Okay? There are certain elements of road construction, road design that you can't rush. Here in this country, and I'm not trying to compare Liberia to America, but most engineering firms, they will tell you once you're done with your design, you pass it on to another engineer who will take a second look, because you can be designing, it's coming out of your brain. And those of you that can write, you will find out sometimes you're writing something and there are some stuff you say in your mind, but they're not coming out of the pen. It's the same thing with design. You see it, you visualize it and you want to put it on paper, but sometimes you miss something. So you pass it on to the next person. That person take a look at it and say, oh, okay, you missed this one here. You missed that one. Okay. That's called peer review. Okay. That's how these things are supposed to be done. But from what I'm seeing in Liberia, they're not being done like that. Okay. So my thing is, I don't mind going because like people been calling. Why can't you just go home? Why can't you just know? It don't happen like that. Okay, but before I do that, let me go on and play this video just to bring you guys back to Dr. Weir position.
Let's make sure you do that same thing for you so you can hold. Yeah, we won't hold a stake. No, I don't need shoulder roll, I need my stick. We're going to junior that before. No, I beg you. Let's make sure you do that same thing for you so you can hold. Yeah, we won't hold a stake. No, I don't need shoulder roll, I need my stick.
Okay, so that is the video of Dr. Weir during the election. And I like to remind people of this video to remind people where we come from. Why is it? I believe that Dr. Weir is so focused on roles. Because if you're running campaign and you do these kinds of stuff that I just showed you, you're definitely going to say, I want to improve the road situation here in this country. And so we will do all we can. When I say we, I mean Samson Toll and I will do what we can to support this agenda, which is the infrastructure agenda. Now, in the process, as an engineer, if I see it and it's done correctly, I will say so. I will say so because I can't just sit down. If I don't know about it or if I have no clue about what is happening, then I can't make kind of comment. For example, I told you guys the last time, if you were to talk about the justice system in Monrovia or in Liberia, deeper than just the peripheral justice system, oh, the person found guilty, the cheating, that's not what I'm talking. But I mean the nitty gritty constitutional right. What are the constitution based on what somebody is saying that justice? I mean, in a judicial setting, I can't make comment on that because I'm not a lawyer. I can't do anything. If you go into social work working area where people are concerned with people with mental illness and what have you, I can't make comment on it. I have no experience in that. That's not the area that I train myself or have my people train me in. Okay, but when it comes to engineering, specifically roadway, I will make comment if I see something that is not right, because that's just what I do every day. Okay, so as I told you before, before that, let me play one more video, which is um, the video for the minister of public work. I want you to pay attention to things he will say, how those things are said, and you will find that these people are under tremendous pressure to deliver. However, these kinds of work, they are not the type of work you put 3 months on and say deliver all of these rows in 3 months. This is not pancake where you put in the stuff, put in the oven, blah, 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 it's done, you pass it on. No, you're building rows. The row you're building, you expect car to use. What is the weight of this car? 2,000 pounds equal 1 ton. So you think how much these cars then weigh? If you take your finger and just press it in your hand, you know how much pressure you're putting in your hand just by pressing? It's the same type of situation when you take the car to ride on the road. It putting pressure on the road. So if you're building it, you have to build it to a specific standard so that the car weight will not be too much on the road that the road start getting damaged. That's the point. Okay, let's play the minister, then I will start making my final point here this evening.
About the president's visitation on the projects today.
Mr. Minister, what's your general assessment about the touring today?
Well, gentlemen of the Fourth Estate and ladies, we'd like to say thank you to you first. We know it has been a long day. His Excellency the President has been with us throughout this day, and I'm sure that he has had a very good impression of what is happening in our communities, especially consistent with the mandate that he gave the Ministry of Public Works to make sure that community roads, feeder roads in Monrovia and its environs are paved. You know, we have a deadline of December 15 to make sure that these roads are at a level that the President will come and say, yes, these are the roads I asked you to do. And so today is the last inspection by the President before the deadline that he set. And so the next time you see the President out on these roads, he will be out to do dedication, and not formal dedication, but at least to see them and say, yes, the roads are completed, and what is the next step? But going around the communities today, we want to say thank you to Mr. President, because his presence in the communities continues to give our people hope. Once they see him, they know that these roads are not going to be like projects in the past, projects that were started and never had the opportunity of being completed, because he has made a commitment that whatever he promised during the campaign period will be delivered. And so the community roads is one of such promises that was made to the Liberian people. And so today we are pleased. We are very glad to thank His Excellency the President for keeping our feet to the fire, because his presence also in the field consistently tells us.
There you have it. They will let the president come and look at it, but not a formal dedication. I like that part, because the minister himself is an engineer, don't get me wrong, but he knows that you can't deliver those things within 3 months. Those are not just possible. They're possible. Don't get me wrong. You can do it, but you're not gonna have a decent road. Okay, and that's why he said the president will come and look at it and say, okay, yeah, you guys stop to a good position. Then he will come back to do the formal dedication, because it's not gonna be finished in the time the president asking. But the thing about it is, the president is not an engineer. There's no question asked. So I think it is on the ministers and the other engineers at public works to say, Mr. President, these are the conditions. You're asking for a road to be built in 3 months. When we do that, this is the result you're going to get in 1 year time. If you give us longer time, this is the result you're going to get in 1 year time. And you put those alternatives before the president and let the president, with his own conscience. The fact that he has gone through the difficult roads to pass in Liberia. He gone through and walked through them. If he can sit there and say, okay, it doesn't matter because I just want to build it. Build it within 3 months. Whether it's damaged 1 year from now or not, it doesn't matter. Just give it to me. Then it's up to him. But you there as a minister, then you have done your job. And I'm not saying that they have not done that. Who knows? I just don't know. Speculation is my area of specialty. Let's put it that way. So let's go on. Let's go on. So I will come out here. Like I said, my board. When I leave this show right now, I gotta put it together. It all came in this evening. I gotta put it. I'm all excited about the board. I'm gonna put up here to do my drawing, engineering. I will give you a role. I will give you a scenario in Monrovia. And when I tell you these things, when you see me putting some things up here, I will want you to please go on Google and search these things up so that when I'm saying something that is not right, when the opportunity comes for you to call, you will call me and correct me. Like I said, I don't mind eating crow, and I will eat crow publicly. It doesn't matter to me. The idea is I talk about it, and I hope you get what I'm talking about. And then if it's true, then we move on. If not, you say, Mr. Toad, this is not the way it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be that way. That way we have the opportunity to engage each other on these kinds of. You don't have to be an engineer to know what I'm going to be talking about. So I will come out here with a bowl because, like I said, the bowl is here. I'm just going to put it together today. I could have done that early, but I was at work, so I'm going to put it together today. Maybe Friday, but I have a wedding. I'm not too sure how long the wedding is going to be. The wife is there. Let's go. When I go to the wedding with wife, I'm at her disposal. When she said let's go, we go. We say stay, we stay. So LPR will have to wait. Okay, no, but I'm very serious. No, serious too. But anyway, but I'm very serious. No, after the wedding, when I come back, if I have time, I'll come back up because I'm very anxious to do my ball because it's going to be a very interesting demonstration of how roads supposed to be. So the very first thing that I'm going to come out with, I want you to pay attention to this. If you're going to come and join us and enjoy, because what good is it for you to just come and watch me draw a bunch of lines if you don't understand what these lines are? If you don't understand what I'm drawing, if you don't understand it, then it's going to be difficult for you to gauge or enjoy. So I will make it as simple as possible. I'm not doing it as a classroom for engineering student because if I was doing it for engineering student, I would go through a lot of stuff. But I'm not doing it for engineering students. I'm doing it so you will understand. Those of us that continue to believe the road network in Monrovia or in Liberia must be durable. In other words, have to be strong. And that's one of the reasons I spent a lot of money for the board. I spent a lot of money, close to $500 for this board. So it's not something that somebody gave me free. But I'm doing this so that you will be able to understand what these things are. So when you, even in your own area, whether you live here in the United States or you're going back home, when you get back home, you will know what these things are. Oh, this is what Mr. Toa was talking about. Oh, this is not how it's supposed to be. I'll do my best. And from time to time, I will show pictures of road condition in Monrovia. The good thing is, nowadays, when you go on Google Earth, when you have your computer, you don't have to download Google Earth if you don't have use for it, but you can have it and just look at it momentarily and then turn it back off. You don't have to download and pack it on your computer. But if you have use for it, go on Google Earth, type Google and then say Google Earth Pro and download it. And you can go to Monrovia and look from a different elevation, and you will see the street of Monrovia. Now, Monrovia, because the government of Liberia has not had any kind of contract with Google, so they're not going to make it as clean and clear as you will see here in the United States. But you can identify streets in Monrovia from Google Earth. You can identify streets and you can identify areas. The only thing that you can't go below, I think, 5,000 elevation to be able to see. Okay, So I will do my best because I can tell, and I will tell you the process of when you put as a process of putting engineering drawings together. What are some of the things that are involved? What do you look for? It's not just me coming out here and drawing a bunch of lines that perhaps you might not be able to understand. But I'll do my best. I'll do my best. And I will encourage you to encourage other people to tune in at that time. Most likely, if I'm going to be doing it on Saturday, it's going to be very early in the morning because I want my brothers and sisters in Liberia to watch as well. So I might have to do it very early Saturday morning or what have you. Okay, because it's very important. Most of these people, the legislators, most of them, they're not engineers, so they have no clue how these things work. When you ask any official of government from the Republic of Liberia about road, the only thing they will tell you, the most thing they tell you is it costs $1 million per mile. And the question that I ask them is, what do you mean, lean mile or just a mile? Because lean mile is when you're going away from me, that's one lane. When you're coming away to, when you're coming towards me, that's another lane. So if you say lane mile, one lane going over there, so 1 mile. One lane coming on the side, that's another mile. That's 2 miles. Okay, but it just say it costs $1 million per mile. And I will go into that here because I will give you some materials. Why these people are saying that this thing is costing this much. I will also, you know what? I promised somebody. I'm not too sure if this person is on. Um, okay, the person is not on. So thank God the person is not on. I'm not too sure whether the person is watching anyway. But I was supposed to show you some stuff that goes into road. But when I'm ready for my design on Friday or Saturday, I will show you those things. Okay. But those are the kind of stuff that I'd like to demonstrate what material go into the road building. And I will also show you how to do quantity takeoff. And I will also show you how to do roadway estimate. How much you think a road when they say $1 million a mile. Okay? I will try to demonstrate here. What I want you to do for me though is this. If you're gonna be following this show, there are a few things I want you to pay attention to. Number one, labor cost. When I start the estimating, I want you to pay attention to labor cost. Material cost. Okay? Equipment cost. Three things that I want you to pay attention to. All right? Then I will come up with overhead and all the kind of nyama thing, the thing people do to eat money free. Okay? But I will put those in there. I will put them in there. Now, another thing, when you come to design, what I'm going to start with, for most of you, because I will assume that most of you are not engineers, so I'm not going to assume that you're engineer, then I'll just go ahead and start running this thing over. So I will assume most of you are not engineer. And the fact that I want you to follow me so you will understand in depth what exactly I'm talking about. I will start you off with elevation. What is elevation? Because in all of roadway design, the key to understanding roadway design is elevation. Okay? Elevation. What is the depth? How deep is it? Okay? So that's how I'm going to start you what elevation is. And I hope you will be able to understand elevation. And once we get past elevation, then I will show you how do you determine these elevation differences. Why do you have a road that perhaps is going downhill and going uphill? Why is that? I will go through that as well. And I will also go through contour. Contours are lines that look like a squeaky worm's mark. Okay? Like a worm that walk on the beach, squeaky line like this. But one of the things that I want you to understand and hold it And if I make a mistake and you see it, you will point it out quick. Contour line will never cross. If you have any engineers that come out to you say contour line cross, tell the person, say go back again, come back and tell me. Because the reason why contour line will not cross, okay, just simple. Here is a flag line here. You see the paper that I have? You see how it's cave being like that? So this line, say for example, if this is 2, elevation 2, then 3, 4, 5, going up, and then when it start going back down, it start going back to another 2. So these two here, they're not gonna cross over there. They're gonna go like this, come around until they meet. They're not gonna cross. Okay, but I will explain that. I will explain that. I will explain that. And the most important reason to know elevation is drainage. How do you drain the water away from your road? I will show you that as well, because it's very important. It's very important that your road, if you can keep it as dry as possible, it's very important. Why? Why do you want to keep the road dry? This is Samson told Labron Public Radio again this evening. I'm not going to be here that long, but I just want to lay it out. Why do you want to keep the roads dry? Because you're dealing with friction. You're dealing with friction. And friction and wet area, they don't mix. Now, please, engineering student, don't tell me fluid has friction. I understand that. I'm not even touching that. That's something that please don't mix it with what I'm talking about. I know fluid, there's a friction, but I'm not touching it. Please. I'm talking about friction with respect to tires and roll. Okay? So let's fall back on that. All right. So the reason is you want to have a dry surface. So as you're driving, there's no water. So the tire is in constant contact to your pavement. But if there's a water, it will be in contact. And that's why when you buy tire, you see the tire have grooves in it. The groove they have in the tire so that they will take the water and put it in that groove. The small thread, the tire that stick, the part of the rubber that's sticking up like that, then you have groove. The water go into the groove, and this part that's sticking out keep rolling on the pavement. And the groove in there separate the tire, the main tire from the pavement. It separate the water, put the water in the groove. And that's why when you're driving, when you see somebody driving, look behind their car, you'll see the spin of the water coming out. It coming out of that groove of the tire. Okay, and that's one of the reasons why if you have ball tire like me, you don't have no traction. Do you understand what I'm saying when I mean traction? Okay, you need traction for you to go. Friction, that is. Okay, but I will go into that. What I'm not going to do is to come out here and put a bunch of mathematical issue here, what we're going to be solving equation. No, I'm not going to do that. If you think you're coming here for me as an engineering student, for me to show you or do calculus, I'm not doing it. That's not what I'm going to be doing. If you're coming here and thinking, say, I'm going to stay here and show you how to do math and things like that, no. However, there will come a time that I will be forced to do some calculations. And if I'm doing a calculation, I will do it publicly. I'm not going to hide it. Okay? Because I want you to understand when I have to do a radius of a row, what is a radius? How the radius comes about? What is the purpose of a radius on a row? Okay? All of those things, I will tell you all of that. But they are very short and sweet calculations. They're not going to be that long. Okay? When I'm talking about calculation, what I'm not going to do is to come out and do different Q and all those kinds of stuff. No. Okay, calculus, and I'm not going to do that. But we'll do area. Okay, we'll do segment of a curve. I mean of a circle. Okay, and we'll do the whole circle. Those are small little math. Okay, this is the thing that I'm talking about, elementary math. One of the math that I'm going to be concentrating on. Okay, geometry, of course, but it's called survey map. I mean survey math. Okay, that is not engineering stuff. I'm not going to come out here to do if I were doing a structure or building, then I can show you how these building the structures are connected, and what is the weight distribution, and how all of those things. But that's not what I'm going to do with road, and that's what I love the road business, because the road design is like an act. Okay, it's like an act where you just draw, make sure everything is super. Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing. uh okay. You know, I want you to understand, when I start here, and I will the software that I'm using for my show, we have a place where you can do a Facebook live comment, and I'll try to put that in there, and you can make a comment on there. Okay, so that the whole world will see your comment, and if you have questions and things like that. I will have my phone line open in the process. If you have questions, you just call, and I'll try to answer. Now, once again, this is not a classroom for engineering students. So if you come in here and think say you're gonna get all of the engineering answer from me, no, you're missing it. This is not a classroom. This is what I'm going to be doing, so demonstrate what we need to know, so that if our government say they're building roads, and they're building the road and they put time on it, so you will understand the reason why I'm going to go into the estimate, so that when they're building the road, when they say the road costs this much, then you try to figure out what are some of the things involved that make them to say the road costs this much. Okay, another thing that I'm going to do for you, and most of it too now, will be the procedures. What are the rules? Because in road construction, road design, there are rules you have to follow, and these rules has already been established by engineering society all over the world. And the establishment of this procedure didn't happen overnight. These people have done tests over tests, and they have come to a conclusion based on the tests and the number of times these tests were performed. This was the result. Based on that result, this is our recommendation. And if you follow those recommendations and anything happen and you get sued as an engineer, because engineer will get sued. You go build somebody road and the person, something happen, they get sued all the time. Engineer gets sued all the time. Okay? Look it up. So, but you have to, and that's one of the reasons as an engineer, you don't just pull numbers out of the air. You follow precedents. You look at other people drawing. What was the reason they have there? What was the intent? In fact, most of the things that I'm talking about can come out of what they call as built. And here's the other thing that I want you to know quickly. I will do a design on a paper and take it to construction. And when it goes to construction, everything that I have on that paper is not going to be built exactly the way that I have it. No. The reason, and that makes sense. I'm in a cozy office. I'm moving my mouse around and putting line together, making sure the line look perfect on the drawing. But get outside and you'll find that the condition is not the same as the condition you think you have on the paper. So another basic of engineering, survey, and this is where the elevation business comes about. In company, before they give you the road design, they will give you survey of what it is now. And the survey will tell you all of the elevation in that area. And if you want to cut based on the elevation you have, you can cut. If you want to build, raise it up based on the elevation you have, you can do that. And I will demonstrate all of that on the board here. Okay? So it's going to be a very interesting show. At first, I thought, okay, why don't you just go ahead and read the pro-poor agenda? Because I am a big time admirer of this pro-poor agenda. But as I start doing the pro-poor agenda, I see these people building things that are not quite correct. So I decided I'm going to spend some money, get myself a board, and show it. You know, so maybe some people will listen and say, okay, maybe this is the way it's supposed to be. And don't take my writing or stuff that I'm going to be doing here, take it and go with a bank with it. No. Go and do research. I might put some curves here and I say this curve is what this is and what have you. No. Everything that I'm going to be saying, they're going to be based on engineering principle. And the words that I'm going to be using are all engineering words. So you can put those into Google and they will tell you what I'm talking about. Okay? So, Eros Shante, you're killing me. No. What government is that one? Your next government. You mean after 12 years of CDC? Oh my goodness. You guys, there's something else. No, I'm not looking for a job, to be honest with you. To be honest with you, what really driving me to this is this. The government of Liberia, the head of the government, genuinely believe he wants to alleviate some of the suffering that is brought on by the bad road condition in Liberia. And he's very genuinely believe he can do that. And we believe in him. Reason I'm going to be doing this is that so that people will see that when you say you want road, don't tell the people you want 3 months road. The construction of road should not be done in a winter, in a rainy season. And these are some of the things that are driving me to do this. Not that I don't get nothing to do. I can come out here and open my show and start saying this and start saying that. Who corrupt? I will have, before you look, I'm going to have close to 300-400 people. But that's not my interest. The few of you that will come to my show, I want you to get something out of it. I want you to get something out of it. And as long as I keep telling you guys that if I turn the camera on and face you and say something to you, first of all, I must believe that what I'm saying is true. And I must believe that what I'm saying is true, not just with me, but between me and my God. And therefore, I will be truthful. And that's what I'm saying to you. Don't take everything that I'm going to be doing here, take it and say, this is correct. Do your research. I will show you how to do. You go on Google. They got video. Everything that I'm going to be talking about, they got video how it is done. In fact, the only problem you're going to have is the language barrier, because Indians are very good at that, giving video on everything engineering. Except you might not be able to understand them from time to time. Okay? But if you're somebody who wants to follow, you will see it. Okay? So it's not like I'm looking for work. No. My brother, Davis, the reason why I'm not going to go to Liberia, number one, is this. I can't just get up and say because people need help over there, get up and just leave. I got family here. I can't just get up and go. I have to plan, number one. Second thing is this. From here to Monrovia, it's not like from Monrovia to Toad Town. It's a long way. Okay. If I leave from here, I'm not going to go in 2, 3 days and come back. I'm going to go for months. So all of these logistics should be taken care of. So that's the reason. Okay. So, but anyhow, let me go. I will soon be closing. Bear with me. I will soon be closing. I was going to put number up here, but let's save our conversation until we put this bowl up. Okay. And like I said, I'm very excited because as soon as I get off this stage, I'll start putting the bowl together. Hopefully before the night is over, I'll be done with it. Okay. Another thing you will quickly know and understand, I'm not a good speller. I don't know how to spell, number one. Okay? So let's get that straight. But however, when I'm coming out here, I will do my work before that. And so you will see me writing from piece of paper most of the time. And the reason will be it's gonna be live. I don't want to go like this here. What was it? No. The night before I come on air, I want to make sure all my T's and I's are everything in place. Because it's going to be live. Yeah, I'm on block cool. I don't, nothing bother me. But that doesn't mean that I should come and I can make fool out of myself. But I don't want to make a fool out of you. Because if you have things to do. But if you're taking your own time to come and watch me, for goodness sake, I must give you something good in return that will worth your time that you're gonna spend with us. That's just that's just human nature. That's what it's supposed to be. This is not for me to come and bluff. I can do that. I go in from my wife right now and start bluffing. But when I come here in public, I must be serious. And that's why Mr. So, who is our CEO, continue to lecture us. You can't get in front of that camera and start talking all kinds of stuff that doesn't make sense. In fact, he want me to curtail me measuring total a lot. He said this is not total. So that I said, Mr. So, fire me. I'm from Total, Grand Union County. I can't let that one go. I can't. No, that one. I said, Mr. So, you fire me, but from Total business part, I'm not gonna let it go. No, but on a very serious note. So, seriously, if I come out here, and once I put this bowl out here, folks, I will do my best, prepare myself before I come out here. Okay, not that I'm not able to do it. Okay, that I'm gonna be cheating or something like that. Okay, but there are certain language that I'm gonna be using, and those language must be able to you must be able to understand that, and the only way you can do that for me to give you the language and say this is what it means. And those of you, some of you are very smart, will immediately start going and researching that immediately, and then we're gonna have fun. So finally the bowl is here. I'm so anxious. I wish I had the opportunity to put a bowl together and then demonstrate a little bit. So let me go over what I want you to pay attention to again. There are three things when it comes to the roadway, as I told you before. The material that is going to be used to build our road, the labor cost, how much it's going to cost us to do the road, and the equipment, what kind of equipment we're going to be using to do the road. Good hand. To be honest with you, I'm not bluffing and anything. I started the engineering business back in my son. My son Samson was born 89, 80, 86 or so. No, 87. I started the engineering business back in 1987. When I came from Liberia, I forget engineering. I wanted to play football, so I was running all over the East Coast playing football, and I was damn good at it too. When I was in Monroe, I was attending Wilson High right there on Benson Street, Benson and Center Street. The only school that used to beat us, Shadow Tower and Well Helston, because Shadow Tower are all Barrow boys, Well Helston are all IE, so we couldn't make it with them. But we had our own. We could beat Sanford, Danny, and things like that. The other school, they forget it. We Aduwale school, forget it. We can beat them. Okay, AG, we can beat them, but the only people that used to beat us, if you like Charlotte Tower and Westchester. Okay, but when I was here, I used to play football a lot. I used to like it until my head hit the wall, and then I said, I got to do something. By the way, that's besides the point. So, I've been doing engineering for quite a while. When I first started, let me give you a little bit background so that you will know when I start doing these things, I'm not bluffing, I'm serious. When I first started, the very first place I started was county engineer, called Stock County Engineering. I was on a survey crew. What we you in Ohio, Canton, Ohio, what we used to go out, okay, and do survey, property survey. Sometimes we go and do ditch survey, road survey, and things. But our main purpose was in Ohio. uh, I'm not too sure what it is now, but when I was there, most of the corner they have what they call section corner. They go like they roll like this, like they four corners, right? Then they say from here to this corner, then from there to this corner, four corner. Then they say this is a section. I think section is 36 miles square. I think. Don't hold me to it. Don't hold it been a long time. But anyway, township that is township, but then they have section. But anyway, so in Ohio, the boundary between these sections were made out of sandstone. True story. The stone that is made out of sand. So what they did in Ohio those days back in 1800, they mark X on a sandstone. The long X goes north south. The short line that cross the other line to make an X, the east west line is shorter than the north south line. Okay, so when they put those line in, when they put that thing, they say, okay, this is that point in the center of it. It's the point that connect these four corners. So one of the problems they used to have in Canton then that would cause us to go Stark County actually will cause us to go out. You have the farmers. They have a boundary. And most of those of you that live in the East Coast, when you're driving on one of the country roadway, look, you will find thin sliver of wood on this side, no wood. On the other side, no wood. No bush. But they have the one line bush, big trees. Those are the boundaries based on the section line. Okay. So in the area where they don't have that, the farmer depend on that. So what do they use? They use equipment, plowing machine. So as they plow, oh, you come and lift the stone up. So, oh, I lifted section stone. So you take it 5, 6 feet into the next person land. Then he said, oh, this is my land. Then the other guy come and say, oh, I found a sandstone. Oh, this is our boundary? No. 10, 15 feet into the next person land. You'll start doing that. Then they call us to come and settle. Then you start doing the section corners. And you have to be precise where exactly this corner was when they put it down back in 18 something. Samson told. True story. So then when I started, the very first thing that I did, my responsibility was to go do what they call research. I'm telling you so that when I start doing these things, you don't come on here and start making some foolish comment because I'm taking my time to do that. If you come out here and try to challenge me and you can't prove anything, then I will go hard on you. I'm just warning you. Okay. So my job those days was to go to the courthouse. In most of the area, the courthouse is where they stored all these deeds. Surveyor go and survey the area, divide the land, and take the deed and put copy in the archive in the courthouse. So I will go and take the deed of that area and start reading. Okay, they call meet and bounds. If you're reading the deed, it will say, for example, you start at certain point, 500 feet northwest. That's a point, and then you say you go northeast. There's another point, 650 feet. You do it until you come back. It's called closure. Traverse and then you close it back. There are some traverse that you, oh, I'm going deep into something that I don't intend to. But anyway, I want you to understand it anyway. You have some traverse that don't close, and those travel for roll where you go, you don't close it, but the property traverse, you have to close it. Okay, so then I'll go and read the deed. Then I'll come back to the office. Okay, very young. I was very young at that time. Okay, then I'll come back to the office and then tell my chief, this is the situation we have. Okay, so okay, write your report. I will write it, then we take that report out in the field. Interesting thing is the sandstone, and I will show you here on the board as well. Samson, too. I'm going deep into this, but that's okay, my brothers and sisters. We enjoying it. The sandstone, the mark in there, they have reference points. Okay, so what they did those days, the train track, they have what they call railroad spike. Those train track, they got this spike about 6-7 inches long that hold the track on the metal, they hold the metal on the wood. But the surveyor used to take the track, the spike, they'll take it and pound it in the tree and measure from that center of that sandstone and go maybe 38 feet northwest, northeast, whatever direction it is. Then they say 38 feet to this tree. They will describe the tree, whether it's sycamore tree or walnut tree, whatever tree it is. They will describe it, and those things you will find there in an archive. So if you know what you're looking for, it will be easy. So you go and look for that. They will tell you the size of the tree. However, 18 something, the tree most likely is still there, but it's bigger now. Then you take what you call dipstick. They have this needle, okay, that you go, when you pass over metal, you get, it makes this kind of funny sound. You take that dip needle and start looking for that spike because the wood have grown over the spike. And if you hear kinky, then you chop it. That's when something to come in. Then I chop it, cut it until I find that spike. Then I measure. When I measure and I find that it is spot, then I set my instrument up because I have reference now. The reference, the archive I was talking about, I've seen it. I measure and I'm certified. I put my instrument down, okay? And the instrument you use, because EDM or Tialalite or whatever instrument you have, you put it down. And then you take a sight and then you take angle, whatever it is you have to do. So that's what I did from 89, no, from 88 up to 90. Nelson was born 93, so up to 94 or something. And then I went into construction with another African American man who was running a construction company. So I went into construction with my engineering background. At that time I was still doing engineering. I was still in school anyway. Was that? No, at that time I was studying, but I was still doing something. But anyway, I went to construction. Then I started doing construction. Okay, with my survey knowledge, it was easy to see construction, road construction, or putting in revetment, because that's what we used to do for Army Corps of Engineer. Okay, in Pittsburgh, we go Pittsburgh and work. We go to Irontown in West Virginia and do some work and things like that. So I did a lot of stuff. Okay, you go to Army Corps of Engineers, you put in all of these park, you go and fix them up, put the road down, things like that. So I did all of those things as a construction manager. Then from there, why am I giving you all my information anyway? For what reason? Something you're gonna come here and you're not paying me. I telling you what I can do, man. Your family to sit down, man. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm telling you this so that when I start doing these things, don't think say I'm pulling it out of the hat. Okay. So when I did the construction for some time, I like construction because you can see what things are. So then I went to construction business myself as my own. Right immediately after college, I started my own construction company in Ohio right there called Tool D Construction. but I didn't have money to buy the big equipment. So the state of Ohio said they're not going to do business with us anymore because we don't have the kind of equipment they wanted. I don't have money. So I said, forget it. I'm a designer. And I decided to go back into design. And yeah, I am. But guess what? When I came here at Caltrain, I started doing designing. Then I went back into construction, Caltrain construction. And I did that for years. Okay. And then now I'm into design. So I have done a lot. When it comes to road business and road construction, I have done a lot. So I know what I'm talking about. But I'm not doing these things for work, for job. No. I'm doing it for people to understand. Now, when I come back and start talking to you about survey, I know what I'm talking about because I know the type of instrument you're going to need to do survey. When I come back and start talking to you about design, I know what I'm talking about because I know what a super elevation is and how it's supposed to be applied on a roadway. So you see, I have a little bit of knowledge in there. I think that will do it for the evening. Okay. All right, this is Samson to Labron Pablo. So, once again, on a very serious note, come join me either Friday evening or early Saturday morning, and I will demonstrate to you how these things supposed to work. But once again, I want to come up. I will put some words on the board. We will start with survey because I truly believe it's not going to be 2 3 day business. This is going to be a series of conversation I'm going to be having with you. So I believe if I give you a foundation, which is the survey, you will understand when I start telling you about slope, you will know. You will understand if I start telling you the different elevation, you will know because you know what survey is. If I start telling you contour line, you will know because you know what survey is. So all of those things will come to it. I thought I give you those things. The reason why I'm going deep into it and giving you I don't want job from you. That's the first thing. I don't want job from nobody. I'm making decent money right now, to be honest with you. So I can't leave right now anyway. Plus, if I want to leave, I still don't have the time for me to get 100% medical. I don't have it yet. I can't leave. I gotta work. I gotta put in my time so I can get my good medical. Go to Liberia right now without 100% medical. Why is something happening? I can't run here. No money for me to go to the hospital. I beg here. But I want to make sure I get all my stuff together. I'm not running right now. So Montreal can wait. However, what cannot wait is for Montreal to listen to some of us while we're pushing there and when we appreciate what the work they're doing, they must do it correctly so that these things can last. So here's the thing about the road lasting. If the road lasts longer than what it's supposed to be, you save some money and that money can go somewhere else. Go to hospital, go to school. But you build road in 2 3 years, you already have the community all excited, utilizing the road. In 2 3 years, start breaking up. What are you gonna do? You're gonna have to go back there to fix it. You're spending more money, and this is what I'm trying to avoid. Samson told LeBron Public. Folks, I've been out here for quite a while now. Uh, you know what? Let me do this. Let me do this. I will just go ahead and do this here. No. Let's do this. Give me a call. Oops. Then I need to take this one off. Give me a call. Let's see how many of you want to call in this afternoon. Samson told LeBron. Ooh, baby. Why you can't make that kind of big noise like that? Whew. Okay, that's my number, 916-533-2048. I'll be here for 2 minutes. 3 minutes, I'll be out of here. Let's see if anybody will call me. Or maybe they want to save the call until I'm ready on Friday or Saturday. Samson told LeBron Public. Okay. Wow, this is a smooth operation. What kind of business is Samson to? Your C supposed to be a capital and you having a small letter? Man, be serious, man. Okay. All right, 916-533-2048 going once. Going once. Going twice. Gone. Thank you, folks. This is Samson Toll. This is what I'm going to be doing on Saturday. I'll put my number up there, and this number is not going to be a specific time. Once the show starts, I'll put a number there, and you can call me whenever you're ready. But I can't stay longer anymore. I'm very excited. I want to put this board together. Um, I want to put a board together. Let me bring the board. Yeah, I'll bring the board. I will bring it. No, never mind. Let me put it together, then I will show you. But thank you guys. I appreciate it. And you guys been a wonderful family member. We appreciate it. Lastly, before we leave, once again to our own brother, Mr. Yala, we say with sorrow, man. I'm glad, I'm happy to hear you. When I spoke with you earlier today, I'm happy to hear you laughing again because I know it's very difficult. This is a sister that you're close to, and I know what it is. I can feel it. Somebody who is close, somebody you're next to, or somebody that is next to you, the relationship between you two is different than somebody who next to the person that next to you. And when these things happen, they're very difficult to get out of. I know I'm speaking from experience. Okay. Somebody who is down the line, you got a brother, but between you and that brother, there are two, three brothers and sisters that are there. So it's not but somebody that you immediately next to, or the person who's very next to you. They're very difficult. They're very difficult because growing up, you guys always like closed. And I'm sure it's the same thing with your own family. You guys are close. And to have this thing, it can be difficult. It can be difficult. And we'll pray for you, my brother. We'll pray for you. Look at me now. I'm able to stand up and laugh and carry on. But some 20, some or 30 years ago, I wasn't able to talk to nobody. I didn't want to be bothered with anybody. None whatsoever. But God is wonderful. So we'll continue to pray for you, my brother. I know it's not an easy stuff, but we need for you to be strong for the old mind, the old part. Okay? So we'll pray for you. I'm sorry to have this thing. Folks, this is Samson Toll, Labron Pabrito. Let me get out of here and say good night to all of you. It's been a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful evening. And I better take the number out. Okay? So, folks, good night. Thank you. Let's meet either Friday or Saturday and do some magic here with the bull. Samson Toll, Labron Paredo.
This